Good evening and welcome to tonight's edition of Fact Sheet live on ETV, live on NISIM 95.9 and 100.1 in Tamale and Bolgatanga. I'm hoping that your day turned out right and you're ready for a beautiful conversation. Very engaging, very interactive one tonight as we focus on a very important subject matter which has to do with you and me. Revenue generation, the means by which we can attract people into this country to earn something small for our nation, Ghana. Not just that, but for recreational purposes. I asked the simple question: when was the last time you traveled to any tourist destination in this country? Seldom do we do so. Most of the times we are given several excuses. Oh, it's because I'm a very busy person. It's because so many reasons we would have to give. But tonight, we will try to understand how domestic tourism in this country is being pushed so as to get to our individual doors for us to appreciate what we have in this country. There are several falls in this country. There are several vegetation areas with beautiful trees, with nice, appealing environments that we may visit if we decided to. The castles out there, the crocodile ponds out there, the monkey sanctuaries out there, the beautiful hotels out there. And yet, we haven't planned to travel anywhere. And so tonight, we're focusing attention on domestic tourism in the country. This morning, if you checked out the headlines of the newspapers today, you'd realize the Daily Graphic had a very big banner headline, and it read, "Destination Ghana launched. Project targets 1 million tourists from UK, Europe annually." Again, from the Ghanaian Times this morning, page 16 of the paper, you find His Excellency the President captured in there. And it says, President launches project to showcase Ghana to the world in London. And so tonight our focus is on tourism in this country, making it attractive for ourselves and then foreigners who may decide to visit us, especially during the festive season this Easter. As you already know, all roads will be leading to Kwahu. But we'll tell you much more after this short break, so do stay with us. Welcome to Fact Sheets live on ETV, live on NISIM 95.9 and 100.1, also live on Facebook. Our handle is ETV Ghana. You can follow the conversation there. If you do have any thoughts, any comments you'd like to share with us tonight, any questions at all, you can send them through this platform and I'll ask them on your behalf. If it's a comment, I'll acknowledge them and read them live on the show, even as we progress with the conversation. Again, my name is Samuel Shen and I welcome you to the conversation. I'm joined in the studio by Kofi Ataka-Krakosi, who is Corporate Affairs, Ghana Tourism Authority. Regina Akujamesi joins me. She is a member, Tour Operators Union of Ghana. That's Hausa Tours. And Yao Afarinya Jide would also join me. I know there's an R in there I'm supposed to pronounce and prolong. But when he joins me, I'm sure he'd correct me. He's a member of the Tour Guides Association of Ghana, and he will join me even as we have the conversation. So, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening, sir. Thank you.
I'm hoping everything is well.
Yeah, everything is fine.
We thank God. So, Kakra, let me start with you.
Yes,
This morning, the papers were talking about the launch of, Destination Ghana. Can you throw more light on this project?
Yes, sir. Before I continue, let me quickly say this. My dear brother, Dr. Khan, passed away. So, if viewers see me in black, I'm mourning with ETV and the entire global media. Let me give a big greetings to the Honorable Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Honorable Dr. Ibrahim Awa Mohammed, and his deputy, Honorable Marco Krekumanti, not forgetting my Chief Executive, Mr. Kwesi Ajiman, and the Board Chairman of the Ghana Tourism Authority, Honorable Seth Eje Ba. My brother, Destination Ghana. This was launched by the President over the weekend. And this is what exactly the Ghana Tourism Authority has been pushing for. If you realize that the fact that we have been able to ease the restrictions were eased by the president sometime last week. So in easing the restrictions, what the Ghana Tourism Authority felt was that it was very important for us to be able to have a project. And that project has been thought of for a very long time as part of Beyond the Return. You know about the Beyond the Return following up from the Year of Return. Year of Return, of course, was very successful. So we've had this Beyond the Return for a while now. But unfortunately, you know, COVID struck at the time that Beyond the Return came into fruition. We were about to take off. And unfortunately, COVID struck. Since it struck, we have not been able to project Ghana as a destination. So it was time to project Ghana as a destination of choice to tourists, diasporans, and people of African descent, for them to quickly come in again, and then for them to know that we are open and ready for business. Like you know, most countries have started opening up their tourism potentials to the rest of the world. And it was time for Ghana to position ourselves very well in order to be able to make the inroads in terms of our tourist arrivals and receipts. And that is how come the president launched this project. We are looking at the destination in question where Ghana is the center of the world. If we say Ghana being the center of the world, we mean that where the longitude and latitude meet at a point in Tema. So you realize that Ghana as the center of the world is the center of culture, is the center of heritage, is the center of ecotourism, the center of adventure, nightlife and entertainment, and also business, which means investment into the tourism sector and other sectors of the economy. So the president launched it with the idea that we are opening up to the rest of the world for them to come in terms of our project that we usually undertake. We have Beyond the Return, we have Disable GH, we have investment into the economy, various sectors of the economy. So that's what's the modus operandi of the Destination Ghana launch.
All right, so what's the focus? Is it the entire year, or the focus is on the Easter festivities? What's the focus?
Good, thank you. The focus spans not only for the Easter festivities, but it goes beyond. It goes beyond, you know, Beyond the Return is a 10 years initiative. It's a 10-year initiative. So the focus of Destination Ghana goes beyond a year, two, or whatever we may want to term it. By 2024, what the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture seeks to project is to have close to about 1 million tourists each year, annually. Annually, we're expecting about 1 million tourists coming into the country. Now, for them coming into the country, not only for recreational purposes, but of course, like you know, for business, to experience our culture, our heritage, investment, to experience our ecotourism and all that. Not forgetting that the government has put aside $25 million that is going to be used to be able to bring to fore in terms of our global competitiveness, our tourist sites and attractions. We are trying to bring them to that standard where people are able to say that, yes, if you look at Ebri Botanical Gardens, of course, it was modeled after Kew Botanical Gardens in London. And we are looking at bringing our tourist sites to that pedestal. One, you look at our forts and castles, Elmina Castle, Cape Coast Castle, and then some museums, some cultural museums across the country. We are trying to use some part of this money, which of course came from the Ghana Tourist Development Project, as part of supported by the World Bank. We are trying to make sure that we bring these sites to that pedestal where they can compete with other international brands, so that we could see that we are raking in much into the economy in terms of our tourism sector.
All right, so now let's look at the nitty-gritties of this project, because, you know, you may mention them, it may sound very good and all of that, but there are issues to be dealt with. And the issues are, one, the status of these sites that you talk of. For instance, I went for the speech and prize giving day, I think last 2 weeks or so in Cape Coast. I went to the Cape Coast Castle, and just the surroundings alone, I wasn't excited. Entering into Cape Coast alone,
Yeah.
I wasn't excited.
Good.
I'm a local tourist. I like driving, and so some of these things I do them. And so I ask, it's been since last year or so that we've been told that some 100 million was going to be pumped into the local tourism industry. And yet I went to Cape Coast, and what I saw wasn't pleasant to my eyes as a local tourist. So I ask, what's been done to merit this launch we are talking about?
Good. You see, we have a gradual process of making sure that our sites get to that iconic nature. You get it? So we started with some of them. For example, when you get to Tetekwashi Cocoa Museum, right, we put up a receptive facility. And then some other tourist sites and attractions across the length and breadth of the country.
Give me some.
Yes.
That's these.
You can.
Okay, all right. Jamasi, yes.
Anumabo, for instance. The last time I went there, and the previous time I went there was a vast change because the president went to do some initiatives there. And now people are seeing the impact. At least the local communities are benefiting from it when the local tourists visit there. And then the next thing is Ebri Botanical Garden. I took people there somewhere around last year. The other time I passed there, they have started, things have changed. I wish you passed through Ebri this time. I don't know the last time you visited Ebri Botanical Gardens, but
I
you
haven't
can.
been there in a while.
Okay, so you can try and visit that side as well. We recently also visited Ho, Tafi Atome, then Mount Afaja, which the place is a bit okay, but we also told them that at least we are tour operators, professionals, we bring people here. So some of the things we ourselves, we are not happy with. And I realized they've worked on, you know, they are strictly practicing ecotourism. So if you enter the town, you realize that, yes, this is an ecotourism town or community. And they are benefiting as well from there. Because when we send tourists there, directly, indirectly, we employ people. Directly, the tour operators, the site operators, they are working. The ice block seller is getting a job because I have to chilled water for my tourists. So they are also benefiting. So we are doing our best. You know, COVID has tried us. It has taught us a lot to appreciate what we want. So that's what the government is doing now. He's putting much into it so that at least opening our doors to inbound towns again can change. And we know that Ghana tourism is, I would say the fourth, if I'm not lying, I stand to be corrected, the fourth largest foreign exchange in Ghana. So if you pick the supply chain of tourism, you realize that there are a lot of things that encompasses to make it tourism. Bring the hoteliers, tour operators, tour guides, tour operators, GTA themselves, indirectly, hawkers.
Now, you mentioned hoteliers.
Yes.
You mentioned hoteliers.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that, for the times that I've spoken to a couple of my friends, you know, becomes the factor that, you know, prevents them from traveling in the first place. Because you ask people and they say, oh, Charlie, I checked online, I went to this place, and the hotel accommodation is too expensive. I remember during the COVID time, the hoteliers were asking the government to help them ease the burden on them with some levies they pay to government, so that they can also, you know, break even and then reduce some of the rates. But now, it's virtually up in the sky when you're looking for a place to lodge. Because they tell you, at the time we're going through the crisis, it really helped the income. And so now is a time for them to make their windfall profit. So the hotels you spoke about, how cheap are they? If you're talking about me, traveling to, let's say, the Volta region, go and lodge, because nobody goes to the Volta region to go and look for some, you know, boja place.
Hotel to sleep in.
Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
But the ones that you'd expect that maybe some 300 Ghana cedis, some 250 Ghana cedis, you would pay It's not so anymore.
Really?
It's around 500, 600. I just made an inquiry for a friend 2 days ago.
Okay.
650, 600. I'm like, how am I going to travel?
This is where tour operators come in. Normally, we advise people that when you want to travel, when you want to embark on a project or something, try and contact a tour operator.
But how many people know about the existence of tour operators?
That is why we are here. That is why we are making the noise.
Absolutely.
Because we liaise with them. We are all in a supply chain together.
That's true.
We work hand in hand. So I have a percentage, I have a discount from the hotel association. So if you pick me as your tour operator, I'll make sure I give you the best because of what you want. So let me take it, the hotel association, when you go directly to them, you are coming as an individual. But when I go as a tour operator, I'm coming as a professional because that is what I do. We work hand in hand. You build your hotel, tour operator doesn't bring clients, inbound travelers come to me, I don't bring them to your hotel. How do you survive? That is why when COVID struck us, they were like, government should help us. But now when government eased some of the restrictions, people are coming in. They've realized people come individually. So if you go to Kakra's hotel that you want, I'm not saying he has a hotel though. I'm using him. I'm using him as an example. If I go to his hotel right now, Kakra will say that, oh, okay, this is Hausa Tours, tour operator. So this is the discount you have. But when you go there, as a Shen, your price is different. You're coming as an individual. I am bringing a package to him. You are bringing just a 1 month.
So then it brings me to your website that you launched.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's imperative that we focus attention on the tour operators and the guides.
Yeah.
Because they are the engine.
Yes.
When it comes to this whole tourism business.
That's true.
And if you like, let me activate the phone lines for just 10 minutes.
We'll be grateful.
And I wouldn't. And if we had 10 callers,
okay.
Yeah.
I would say maybe just 2 of them may know about the existence of the tour operators.
Okay.
May know about the existence of tour guides.
Good.
But you seldom hear the GTA in their publicity projects you embark on, throwing more light on the engine of your business. Most of the times, you're highlighting and showcasing the tour sites.
Yeah.
Oh, go to Cape Coast, go to this place, go to that place. But the people who make it possible, the people who make it conducive for us to travel, they ain't in there in your scheme of things. Good. So I ask, why the overall emphasis on the sites and not the folks who make it happen?
Good, thank you. Jen, as a matter of fact, in recent times, for the past 1 year, since we launched this year of return, we have been very strongly on involving.
What's your website again for
Visit Ghana?
Visit Ghana.
Visit
Good.
Ghana.
You can proceed. Sorry.
Yes. So if you study the terrain very well, you realize that for the past, since we launched the year of return, and it has passed in 2019 and all that, beyond the return is in and all that, we have really involved our private sector. We call them the Ghana Tourism Federation, which encompasses the tour operators, the Tour Guides Association, the Ghana Hotels Association, Restaurants Association, Kids in Tourism, Tourism Society of Ghana, Let's Tour Ghana. So all these people come under one umbrella called the Ghana Tourism Federation. And at this point, let me say a big shout out to the president of the private sector, Madam Bella Ahu. What we do is that this is why this advocacy has been very important to us. Anytime we have media engagements and all that, and in our PPP, we call it Public-Private Partnership Forum. We've had the first quarter one, which took place in Kumasi, Fumisua. Very, very, very educative. We are virtually projecting our private sector people, those with the product. They call themselves the professionals. Of course, we know that they are the professionals. The Tour Operators Union, the Tour Guides, the Hotels Association, these are the people that we usually do well as much as possible to involve in our communique in order to make sure that we have a holistic tourism sector. We cannot do without them. Again, as a matter of fact, that is what we do. And in everything that we do, as a matter of fact, what happens is that anytime the tour operator goes to the tourist sites and attractions, they always produce a report to the Ghana Tourism Authority. Likewise, the Tour Guides Association. Anytime they make sure that these reports are brought to the attention of the Tourism Authority. Why do I say this? We are currently renovating Ebri Botanical Gardens, okay? We are also looking at Yas Antoa Memorial Museum and the Kente Museum, both in Kumasi. The effect of it has to do with the tour guides and the tour operators union. They are our engine of growth, as a matter of fact, because whatever information they give to the Tourism Authority, those are what we also act on, juxtaposing it with our research department and our team from the quality assurance department. So they are a very great resource that we do not go around them. They are always in our center. So I think probably I beg to differ.
Yes,
with
let me add to what he said.
Okay.
Let me add to what he said. I would say that truly, yes, for almost a year now, we've realized that GTA is doing very well by involving, I'll say the mouthpiece. The mouthpiece of tourism, that's Tour Operators Union of Ghana, because recently we've been having our familiarization tours, and they've been going with us. Some of them have been going with us. We bring whatever we see on board to them, and we are working hand in hand to make it work, because if it's working, it wouldn't benefit only GTA, but it will benefit me, the private person, an individual, and the whole community as a whole. So truly, they are doing great, but as you said, we need more.
Well, if you just join us, you're welcome to the conversation. This is Fact Sheets Live on ETV, and we are talking about domestic tourism and the launch of Destination Ghana, and some explanations are being given us. So I'm on your website, and I'm going through it.
Which of the websites?
Visit Ghana.
Visit Ghana.
Okay.
Oh, I see. You know, the homepage
Yes.
is the center of the entire website, where the gist of the entire website is giving you the moment you open the website.
Yes, Ishan.
I'm going through it. I'm going through it.
Spot on.
All I see is your tourist sites. All I see is your effort at telling people to experience Ghana, but the people who make it easy, convenient for them to experience, I can't find them. Until I go and click on the menu. And even then, I have to go to plan a trip and scroll down, down, down and see, where is it? Where is it? Travel and tours before they feature. So then, I ask, if indeed you want the industry to grow, they are the people you must highlight.
Absolutely.
They are the people who tell the story
That's true.
to the people.
That's true.
Anyway, let's move on. So, she mentioned hotels. But my concern, because most of the times if I want to travel, my focus is on Cape Coast. And I'm thinking about a white man, my colleague from Kenya, from Sudan, from South Africa, who comes to Ghana and wants to go to the Cape Coast Castle and meets the Kaswa traffic. I'm thinking about me wanting to go to Akosombo. I haven't been there before, I always say it.
Then you have to.
And I hit the stretch after the runabout, and there's traffic waiting for me.
Which
they call
stretch?
it, is it the Fenya or whichever road? And the traffic is waiting for me. You just said, I'm picturing you in your coaster bus, and your tourists are in the bus, and they are in that traffic.
Okay.
If it's 1 hour, they are there. If it's Cape Coast Road, if it's 1 hour, you are there. What is being done with transport that eases commuting to these tourist sites? But you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I
Go ahead.
wanted to say something. You see, in tourism, everything you feel around, you see around, which is unusual of what you always feel, is part of the package. So you realize that whilst on the bus, the tour guide will be educating, will be telling them things around them, what they are seeing. Somebody can see a grass bend, but will still ask you, hello, what is this? he needs more explanation. Why is it banned? So why is that traffic? And it's a bingo job for you as a tour guide. You have the opportunity to educate them, let them know, even though as this is the good part of it. You are feeling the ambience of where you are. You are learning something around that as of usual of, you are coming from UK, London, you have not felt this before. I'm not saying it's good for you to keep your tourists late or in traffic, but it also adds to the fun. Then traffic easing, I'll leave that to Honorable Kakra to deal with that.
Well, I seldom commend my guests. I seldom do that. But I think your submission is very brilliant.
Thank you.
It tells me you know your job. Very brilliant.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Left to you alone, by now it would have been chaotic. But let's proceed. So, what is being done? Because for me, I would say this, back in the day, I mean, on Saturday mornings, what I do is I drive all the way to go and sit at the beach, watch the fishermen, talk to them, and then drive back in the evening. Now I can't do that. The petrol is killing me, so I can't. But you see, when you get to the traffic at Kaswa, that alone is a disincentive. When you are coming back, it's also a disincentive. So why would I go? What is being done in that direction? She's still saying,
I'm saying home because we are all facing it.
Yeah.
And I've realized that there are other routes that are being created. It will help a tour guide, a tour operator, but it won't help a lay person who wants to just travel and come, or do a Chihuahua move and come back. No, it won't help. So I would advise that from your angle, Kakra will take that. But from my angle, it's a very brilliant spot for you to educate, whet their appetite of what they are going to see in there.
but you know, most of these tourists work with time.
Yes, that is why in tourism, before you start your trip, before you start any tours, there is time, in fact, we give you all the details. So when you know the tour package is like 3 hours, you have to make it 6 hours or 5 hours, because you stop on the road, somebody might want to use a washroom, somebody wants to do maybe a Chihuahua snack, get some snacks at the Shell. You factor all those into the program you'll be doing, the trip. So a trip that you can go to Cape Coast, 3 hours you are back. When you pick a tour guide, you realize it's 6 hours there. And you ask yourself, but Cape Coast is not 6 hours. No, we factored all this. But as you said, to you, it's like a waste of time. But to the tourist, person is okay, enjoying.
That's from your perspective. Because
Yes.
I'm also a tourist who is not going by your
My perspective, because
yes.
you are Ghanaian.
Yes, of course, and they are seeking to push local tourism.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
So
true.
then,
It's true.
So that angle, what's being done?
Yes, good. Eshan, as a matter of fact, the government has looked at that aspect of our tourism in terms of our transportation and traffic. So even today, I had a call from the police service, motor traffic unit. They wanted we've already had some discussions, but they wanted a discussion on how to ease traffic during the Kwahu Easter Paragliding Festival and festivities. Good. So what we usually do with them is to map up a strategy in order to release the traffic. In the long term, what government is doing is that government is looking at setting up what we call the tourism police. The tourism police is supposed to be stationed at various points across the length and breadth of the country in order to ease traffic at certain points on our roads. That notwithstanding, there is an interministerial committee that is also looking at that, where we are able to probably use these coastal buses when the tour operators pick their tours. We have these motor riders who push and then make sure that the traffic is beat up so that they are not able to, they are able to beat up their time, the time that is allocated. So some of these things are being put in place by the police service, juxtaposing it with GTA and the motor traffic unit to be able to ensure that the right thing is put in place.
All right, so we have 20 minutes to end the conversation, and we'll focus that attention on Kwahu, because that's where the conversation is centered around this evening. So we'll take a short breather. When we come back, it's Kwahu. They'll tell us much more. And welcome back to Fact Sheets. We do have some, I believe, 18 more minutes before the conversation ends. And prior to the show starting, I had hinted that we have 3 guests. So far, you've seen 2. The third one joins us. And I'm sure by the time I'm done, he'll correct me with the pronunciation of his name. Mr. Yao Afarnya Jide. He's a member, Tour Guides Association of Ghana. Did I get it right?
Well, not very right. Yao Afarinya Jide.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
I tried.
Yeah.
Let's. You've been sitting there and following the conversation.
Yes.
I'm sure you have an input.
Sure.
Share with us.
Well, we talk about destinations, and your question about holding up in traffic, accessibility to our tour sites. It's one of the major things that we need to discuss. As a tour guide, we normally will send these reports back to the tour operators. And in our collaboration under the umbrella of GATOF, we share ideas. Now, the tour guide actually has not been seen in that light for a long time. Most personnel within the media don't even understand what a tour guide is.
You're right.
Now, let's close it up. A tour guide, it's the person who plays the role of the tour operator and also has to do with all the promises that the tour operator gives to a client who is traveling to the country. One, things to see. So you are the storyteller. The tour guide tells the stories. All the tour operator does is to give a script and entice, or what we call the sales talk, to the customer. So with the sales talk, the tour guide prepares himself or herself to face the client. So the tour guide receives the guest or client from the airport, takes them around, and sends them back to the airport. In most cases, tour operators don't even see the clients until they leave the country.
Interesting.
And so the heart-to-heart dialogue that is going on to bring people back basically is being done by the professional tour guides. Those who use us see the merits and see what income is flowing back to them, and they'll continue to use us. Today, the Ghana Tourism Authority has realized this. In fact, in the past, our relationship was not that cordial. But today, with people like Kofi here, it's a guarantee that the future will be brighter. Because all that he's been doing, rallying us all around, putting us all together on the front like this, is creating a big difference.
All right, so let's start the Kwahu discussion with you. As tour guides, what are the plans for your clients, your customers who are going to Kwahu?
Good. For the tour guide, our duty is threefold. Pre-tour, on-tour, and the post-tour activities. Now, for the pre-tour, we help some of the tour operators who actually recognize our help. In planning, we talk about time. Drive time, a tourist drive time is different from an ordinary drive time to a destination because of one or two things. One, she explained that about using the washroom and things like that. Inconveniences happen along the route and somebody must stop. For example, we will normally take a tour for 1.5 hours and be sure that you are going to stop for someone to have a washroom stop or something. So that should be on your mind. Now, planning with tour operators is one good thing, which is helping most of the tour operators today, because we are on the road. So I've been to Kaswa and back, and I know on Thursdays this is what will happen at Kaswa. I bring my report. So the report that the tour guides bring back to the tour operators links the chain to the tour, the umbrella first, the cut-off, which of course GTA will take it, and the ministry will also take it.
Interesting.
So the tour guide has become very valuable, and until we see it like that, we're not going to get it go. So Kofi, I know there's more you have to do with the tour guides. Give us exposure. And what we are seeing today is that some of the tour guides have upgraded to become tour operators. They're in a different circle.
Yeah.
They don't look at us again on the same level, but they call themselves tour guides also, and we are going on. Those things will be reserved for another time so that we can talk about
I can see that.
Yes.
Kofi, so I'll
Yes,
give you 4 minutes.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Convince us to join you in Kwahu.
Great. The Ghana Tourism Authority, of course, for the past years have been organizing the Kwahu Easter Paragliding Festival. As a matter of fact, we give memory to Honorable Jake Otanka Obeche Belamte and his special assistant Ferdinand Enyim. They started this, and it's been very fruitful for a while now. Kwahu, we could say that is a gold mine, just as it is. This time around, what we're doing is that as part of the paragliding festival, we are bringing various activities and events that would make it very exciting. One has to do with the hot air balloon. We are introducing the hot air balloon, which of course, when you get to Turkey, you have it more there, and then in other countries also. Also, we're going to have what we call the health walk. We'll have a health walk, and then there'll be a lot of musical concerts also that will go on. Preferably, we'll also be having what we call a cycling competition. These are activities that are very important that obviously we are trying to get tourists, trying to get our diasporans to also get very much involved in. In as much as we're doing that, we're also experiencing Ghana and sharing Ghana. For example, like the Tour Guides Association I've mentioned, and then the Tour Operators Union, they are one of the key people who help us with our operations. Everything that we do as an organization, we consult them and make sure that we are on the right path. My brother, this year's Kwahu Easter Paragliding Festival is going to be a bit different from all others that we've had, because for the past 2 years, we haven't had it. And people really want space to be able to experience our domestic setting in terms of our domestic tourism. So as part of our See Ghana, Eat Ghana, Wear Ghana, Feel Ghana, what we have done is that we have come together with the tour operators and the tour guides. So there'll be various tour packages in various centers in Kwahu, places that people would like to experience. This is what the Ghana Tourism Authority does. We use opportunities like this to be able to market destinations. We market Kwahu as a destination. We market Cape Coast as a destination. We market, let's say, Fumesoa as a destination. So these are some of the things that we do in order to market our tourist sites. This time around, what we're having is that we're having about 10 pilots. We call them solo and tandem pilots. A solo pilot flies alone, and then tandem pilot flies together. There are two. We have a Ghanaian also as part of this, the solo pilot. But now, by the grace of God, he's now a tandem pilot. So he can now fly somebody with him. That is something that the Ghana Tourism Authority and the Ministry of Tourism has been working towards in order to get more of our Ghanaians involved in this sport. As an aviation sport, of course, what we have done is that we have a local organizing committee stationed in the eastern region. We have the Ministry of Health, Ghana Health Service, Military Service, we have the Police Service, we have Ghana Meteorological Services, and then also we have the Ambulance Service. All these stakeholders come together, and we make sure that the various components, each of us shares the various components. For example, when it comes to safety and security, you know that you can look at the ambulance service, the military, the police. If it comes to checking the weather for the pilots, we have the meteorological services. So everybody has the work that they are expected to do. And one thing that is very important, as the president has eased the restrictions to us, is to look at also the vaccination centers. We are also going to set up in conjunction with the Ministry of Health, we will set up vaccination centers across the length and breadth of Kwahu so that people who have not vaccinated can also take the opportunity to vaccinate. We are looking at public safety, which is also very important, my brother. Thank you.
Public safety you mentioned. I haven't been there before, but I've seen videos of people recklessly driving.
That's true.
Under the influence of alcohol.
Absolutely.
And so I ask, what are the plans?
I'm very grateful for this. You do recall when I was speaking to you, I told you that I spoke with the Ghana Police Service today. Yes, they called actually to have a meeting. Our Eastern Regional Office had a meeting, and there had been a communique from the Eastern Regional Police Service indicating that people are to adhere to the rules and regulations specified by our motor traffic law and act and regulations. So anybody who flouts the law will be dealt with. That is rest assured. The national headquarters would also be issuing a communique to that effect. So in terms of those who flout the law, drinking and driving and all that, that will be checked thoroughly. So be rest assured, some of these things will be nipped in the bud.
So I'm thinking about people who may want to make reservations now that we know that going with a tour operator is cheaper than going on your own in terms of hotel arrangements, in terms of transport and food and everything. If we want to get in touch with the tour operators or the tour guides, I'll give that bit of the tour guides to you. But in terms of the tour operators, Kaka, help me. How do we get in touch with the Tour Operators Association so that they can help us plan our personal trips for the Easter, even if it's not Kwahu or any other trips we may want to embark on?
Yes, the tour operators are a very important wing of our industry. To get in touch with them, you may probably want to get in touch with their president. The president is Madame Alisa Osei Asamoah. Her number is 020-811-9748. And then also they have their social media handles, Tour Operators Union of Ghana. Once you type the Tour Operators Union of Ghana, you have that social media handles. Also, what you can also do is that you could also get in touch with the Ghana Tourism Authority, and then we would link you also with the tour operators. You can get in touch with the Tourism Authority on visitghana.com. Also 0302-682601.
All right, Chief. Yeah. If somebody wants to get in touch with you, since you say that some of your folks have upgraded to tour operators and virtually they've left you behind, but it's an opportunity for you to also sell yourselves out there. So if somebody wants to get in touch to do business,
thank you. This is the time that digital marketing has come all over, and from the period of COVID, I think we all sat in our homes and try to look out for what we'll eat from our homes, and therefore people started with desktop offices, and tour guides have not been left out. We also have our social handles, we have an association, but our main work comes from the tour operators.
Okay.
They make the packages, and then we lead those tours.
Interesting.
So once the tour operators recognize the type of client they're having, they choose the type of guide that we take. I've done a lot of high-profile tours. I'm one of the national freelance tour guides that take jobs that come through their offices, the ministry, and allied associations in the tourism industry.
As a matter of fact, Ishan, he's the reigning best tour guide in 2019. He won that award. Very wonderful personality. To also add to the Tour Operators Union, their handles, we have Tuga handles. The first one is Instagram. On Instagram, you can get them on Tuga2. Tuga, Tougha 2.
Okay.
And then on LinkedIn, Tour Operators Union of Ghana. On Facebook, you can get them on Tour Operators GH.
Okay.
And then their website is www.touroperatorsgh.org. Yes, please. Thank you.
All right. I know that if anybody wants to get in touch with the GTA, just the Visit Ghana website and all the information will be there. I'm sure I saw the information about the tour operators and the tour guides as well on the website, but it's somewhere in the corner. But well, our time is fast spent. I would like to thank you, Kaka, for joining me this evening. Regina, thanks so much for joining me. And Yao, I thank you for joining me. Kofi Atakaka Kusi is the Corporate Affairs, is with the Corporate Affairs Division of the Ghana Tourism Authority. Regina Aku Jameshi, who saved Kofi this evening, is a member of the Tour Operators Union of Ghana, and Yao is a member of the Tour Guides Association of Ghana as well. Gentlemen, lady, I'm grateful that you joined me tonight on Fact Sheet. I'm hoping that I may have a tour of my own using your outfit to also get to know Ghana.
Tell Kofi will call me.
I'll whisper into there.
Thank you.
And then it will get there. But I'm grateful.
You're welcome.
you. Thank
All right,
you.
so on that note, I will thank you for being a part of the show tonight. There will be a repeat broadcast tomorrow at 10 a.m. I wish you a good night.